Chapter 19 Dialogue between Angira and Mudgala. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sutta continues the narration to Shaunaka and the other Munis assembled. Sutta said that on listening to the description of Swarga by Devaduta, Mudgalacharya replied, O illustrious one, I have pondered over what you have said. I need to ask you some more questions in that context. Is there any loka that is free from the three defects mentioned by you, where a human can reside happily without being vexed? Sutta continued the narration. Listening to Mudgala's query, Devaduta, messenger of the Devas, replied, I shall tell you about the lokas in detail. O Brahmin, through selfless deeds, Nishkama Karma, one attains Brahmaloka, Vaikunta, Shivaloka, Sauraloka or Shaktaloka. But, O eminent Muni, these lokas also have defects. It is said that only Brahma Bhuyatva is bereft of defects. Brahma Bhuta or Brahma Bhuya, absorption into Brahma, is the state from where humans are liberated from the cycle of birth and death. It is bereft of all the above mentioned defects. After having listened to Devaduta messengers, the ascetic Mudgal Muni asked with humble devotion, O Swami, you appear to have an obliging nature, so I ask you for the truth. How can I attain that ascent? Please elucidate without holding back any details. Devaduta replied, O Brahmin, the earth is a place of deeds, karma bhumi, where one reaps the benefits of righteousness, dharma, wealth, artha, desires, fulfillment, kama, liberation, moksha, and Brahma bhuyatva. Karma bhumi. The universe is divided into realms or regions which vary in number but include the heavenly world, earthly world and underworld. The earthly world called Mrityu or Bhuloka is sometimes referred to in its entirety as Karma Bhumi, or the place where good and bad actions reap karma. The other worlds or lokas are collectively referred to as Bhoga Bhumi. There is no doubt about it. When he heard this interesting speech, Mudgala deliberated and said, O Duta, I bow to you. I am not coming to Swarga. You may proceed. I do not wish to go to Swarga, where the heart will be filled with anguish and there will be fear of downfall. O dear one, I will worship Brahma here. Devaduta replied, O great Muni, you must be unfortunate that you do not like Swarga. O Muni, which human does not desire the heavens? Swarga is attained only by those who perform severe penance, yajnas, and magnanimous donations. All humans expect the rewards for their good deeds and austerities done on earth in the form of joy-bestowing enjoyments in Swarga. You have attained the Swarga by austere practices such as intense penance. You are foolishly refusing it. I feel that you are ignorant. When Devaduta replied thus, Mudgala laughed and said affectionately, O sagacious one, why are you trying to lure me? This body is subject to bondage. The scholars say that Swarga grants physical pleasures and not liberation. Even if Swarga offers happiness of the highest order, yet they are associated with the Deha, physical body. Since this body is mortal, of what use is eternal happiness? O the best among Duta, it is riddled with anguish. One who is wise will never desire anything which has these three defects. Please return. I request you to please convey my respects to Brahaspati and Indra. Tell them that the Muni did not come. I bowed to the Devaduta. I went to the ashrama where the sacrificial fire was housed, Agnishala. Duta also returned empty-handed. I stayed in my ashrama in a pensive mood. Vidhi had described many forms of Brahma in the Vedas. What was the path of comprehending them? How do we attain them? Since I did not have adequate knowledge, I was in a state of confusion. Hence, I decided to approach Mahamuni Angiras for clarification of my doubts. He was a superior yogi, proficient in the Vedas and revered by all. He was our primordial Purusha, well versed in Shabda Brahma, and had become one with the form of Brahma, that is Tanmaya. He was the embodiment of Brahma. Resolving thus, I approached Muni Angiras. Within the ashrama, I noticed fearlessness in the animals. It was neither sunny nor cold. There was no agitation that arises from lust. There was no envy or other vices. Tranquility always prevailed. There was no drought or excess rain. Untimely death was non existent. There was no harmful influence of any planet or star. There was no fear of Rakshasas. The ashrama bestowed peace to all and was beneficial to the ascetics. I was astonished and blessed by my many holy deeds. I entered the ashrama. The ashrama was further sanctified by the presence of eminent munis who dwelled there. O illustrious one, the huts of munis reverberated with the sound of Vedic chants. The Agnihotra and other homas were being performed. The melodious chirping of many birds was audible. There were trees and creepers laden with flowers and fruits. It was surrounded by several lakes whose waters were like nectar. Swans and ducks swam in them. Thousands of birds of different species chirped melodiously. The pristine waters contained crocodiles who cohabitated with swans peacefully. Bees buzzed amongst the beautiful water lilies and lotuses. O Prajapati, lions, tigers, deer, serpents, elephants, rats, cows, these animals lived amicably in the ashrama, forgetting their enmity. O illustrious one, at the sight of the ashrama, I was filled with joy and wonder at every step. Then I saw Muni Angiras, whose brilliance was comparable to the sun, seated on a mat of darba grass for kusha grass. Darba has been considered sacred grass and has been used in religious rituals since Vedic times. Darba is also called kusha. Darba helps to protect from toxic radiation and negative energies of all types. It is given in a few websites that there was a scientific study of kusha grass. They found that this grass can absorb about 60% of radiation. It is believed to block energy generated during meditation from being discharged through our body, mostly through legs and toes, into the ground. It energetically shields the area around it from curses, ghosts, demons, and the negative energies created by negative thoughts. It simultaneously works to carry and amplify spiritual energies and helps to connect with the higher spiritual realms. Darba is not only useful in religious rituals, but also around the home, where it can be used to help residents to shield them from the radiation of electrical appliances. Darba also has healing properties and is used in Ayurveda. He was surrounded by different types of accomplished yogis and munis. He was imparting the knowledge of Brahma to his disciples and elucidating its precepts. I performed a Dandavat Pranam. With wholehearted devotion, I joined my hands in prayer and humbly stood in his presence. I said, O eminent Muni, O Brahmanayaka Swami, I am Mudgala. I belong to your Gotra. I have come for your darshan. Pleased with these words, he spoke to me. He said, O son, welcome. Be seated near me. O son, you had observed austerities without any obstacle deterring you. That is why you have earned my darshana. You are a virtuous son. There is no doubt about it. Listening to the words of the Muni, I was filled with extreme joy. I stayed in the ashrama with the learned Muni. One day, at an opportune moment, I asked the Mahayogi in the presence of all Munis, O compassionate Swami, I would like to learn something from you. We have faith that you are our place of refuge. Sutta continued the narration saying that When Yogi Angiras heard his prayers, he smiled and replied. His reply created a wave of excitement. He said, O illustrious son, what do you wish to know? You are a devotee, a composer of mantras, and a preceptor of the Puranas. Mudgalacharya said, O Lord, the Vedas have mentioned many characteristics of Brahma. Which of them should be considered as a benchmark by the one who desires union with Brahma? Angira said, O son, I shall explain what has been mentioned in the Vedantas, Upanishads, to attain the absolute Brahma. They have described the various Brahmas and how they can be attained step by step. This description is of the various stages on the path that needs to be accomplished. Anna is Brahma. What has been mentioned as Anna Brahma, food sheath, is extremely lustrous and nourishes the body. Its title for Annamaya Kosha, food sheath. The Atma is trapped in it. Hence it is known Brahma. The Annamaya Kosha has been referred to as Brahma. In the Vedantas, 5 koshas, sheaths have been expounded. The silkworm weaves a sheath around itself. This is called a kosha. The 5 koshas are Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha. When the jiva enters the body of the mother in the minutest form, it starts to form its own kosha. Muscles form around it, and other organs such as limbs form around it. The mother only provides it with anna or nourishment. The development of the fetus does not depend on the wishes of the mother. The jiva creates it from the anna that it receives and resides in it. This body, sharira, made of muscles around the jiva, is the Annamaya Kosha. When the jiva leaves the womb, it continues to reside in the Annamaya Kosha and grow by itself. Pranamaya Kosha. When the jiva is in the womb, the breath taken by the mother reaches everywhere in the jiva. As a result, the jiva remains alive. This breath is prana. When the jiva exits the mother's womb, it breathes on its own and survives. If it fails to do so, it dies. Most of them survive. The prana vayu travels in the sharira and provides energy to the cells, and through them it performs various functions. The vayu which travels in the body and supports the body is the pranamaya kosha. Vijnanamaya kosha. Numerous sensations such as heat, cold in the jiva from birth to death enter the jiva through the same senses, indriyas. They affect the body when they enter. The numerous sensations which enter the body is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha. Numerous sensations enter the jiva. The jiva considers some as favorable and some as unfavorable. As a result, the jiva thinks, resolves, decides and desires. All these constitute the mind, mana. This mana is the Manomaya Kosha. It is the body of thought processes. For example, when a child dislikes school because he is reprimanded by his teacher, he decides that the school is a torture chamber. This perception created by the child makes him refrain from school. This perception of the school is an example of Manomaya Kosha. One is dejected when experiencing failures. The perception of being inadequate is the Manomaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha. This is the state of the mind after experiencing happiness. This state of mind represents Anandamaya Kosha. It can be illustrated by an example. It is the state of mind when one is in deep sleep after the mind experiences happiness. Whatever a human does for happiness and then becomes immersed in it, the state of mind which he is in is an example of Anandamaya Kosha. Prana is Brahma. The description of Pranamaya Brahma is the description of Pranamaya Kosha. Mana, mind, is Brahma. The description of Manomaya Brahma is the description of Manomaya Sheath, Kosha. Vijnana Brahma is Brahma. The description of Vijnana Brahma is the description of Vijnanamaya Kosha. Ananda is Brahma. The description of Ananda Brahma is the description of Anandamaya Kosha, expressing the state of equality. Chaitanya is Brahma. The description of Chaitanya Brahma is the description of the bearer of the great causal Brahma or Mahakarana Brahma. Brahma is the form of Bindu. The description of Bindu Brahma is the description of the body in the form of knowledge, Jnana. Chid is Brahma. The description of Chid Brahma is the description of the realization of Soham, I am He. The description of Bodha Brahma is of Swata Uttanaka Brahma. O son, it is said that Sankhya is Brahma. It is a description of Brahma who supports the Videha or the incorporeal state. This Brahma is formed by the union of Karma and Jnana. Brahma is equal. Comprehend that the description of Sama Brahma is the description of the essence of Ananda Brahma. Understand that the description of Sahaja Avyakta Brahma is the description of the Neti form. Shakti is Brahma. The description of Asad Brahma in the Vedas is the description of Shakti Brahma. The visible world possessing a name and form is described as Asat Brahma in the Vedas. Surya is Brahma. Realize that the description of Surya Brahma is that of the form of Ahankara. Vishnu is Brahma. The description of Vishnu Brahma is the description of the oneness of Surya and Shakti. Shiva is Brahma. The meaning of the description of Shiva Brahma in the Shastras is the one devoid of infatuations, Moha. Swananda is Brahma. The meaning of this is that he is the superior Sanyoga Brahma. Nivritti is Brahma. The description of Nivritti Brahma is that of Vairagya. Parabrahma, the bearer of yoga, Vairagya, detachment from the material world. Without it, yoga cannot be attained. In this manner, Munis, well versed in the Vedas and other scriptures, have described Brahmas in various forms. They are true and is considered as standard. The meaning of Brahma is something which never changes, the one who is unaffected by the states of creation, sustenance, and annihilation is Brahma. By this standard, Ganaraja alone is the Parabrahma, Supreme Brahma. Satya and other Brahmas do not meet the above standards as they transform into many forms and are subject to destruction. According to descriptions in the statements in the Shrutis, the one who expands and causes expansion of the world should be always comprehended by the Munis who are proficient in the sacred knowledge. The description of Brahma as Anna, Chid, Atma, etc. is an indirect description of Brahma. The yogis are well aware of it. Brahma can be comprehended and attained only by yoga, union with the divine. Brahma can also be attained by deep contemplation on deeds and knowledge. He has been addressed as Brahmanaspati, Lord of all Vedas, knowledge, mantras. He is the same Brahma who has been described in the Vedas, Smrutis and Maxims, Subhashitas. The meaning of the root word Brah is the one who encompasses all and exists in the undifferentiated form and causes expansion. The meaning of the word Gana is the one who expands. The scholars have said that the root word Gana describes a collection. Gana is a collection of the universes within and without. A yogi attains the undifferentiated Parabrahma formed by yoga. Many different types of Anna, which are internal and external, have been described. The learned Pandits must comprehend that the word Gana indicates the same. In this manner, the Ganas who represent the Brahmas are infinite. Ganesha is Lord of all Ganas. Hence, he is addressed as Brahmanaspati. O illustrious one, if you desire union with the Brahma, Brahma Bhuyatva, you must worship him. As Brahma, he has incarnated in various forms such as Jnana, Anna, etc. Thus ends the 19th chapter titled Dialogue between Angiras and Mudgala of the first Khanda of the Purana Upanishad, Srimad MudgalPuran, describing the story of Vakratunda, dedicated to Sri Gajanana. End of chapter 19.